Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. I thought I'd show you a little video. It's got to do with the Spindrift. It's got to do with the floorboard inside if you're putting an interior in it. So here we go. Okay, so here it is, the top. I removed the top so you can see. This is kind of the layout. This is the drawing that I got offline from the blueprints. And of course, it being an Irwin Allen film, and like the Jupiter 2, you can't rely on those dimensions being right. So for this particular model as well. So, but no, it's a great model. So what I had to do was kind of redraw it a little bit. The walls had to be moved that way a little bit, and these walls here in the back had to be pushed back a little bit from the drawing showed to get it to fit right. And which doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the cockpit, but I guess it'll be fine. But one of the important things is, let me pull this out of here. The floor in here, these cross members, these strips here are like a ½ inch tall, higher than what they were. And you have to cut those down, because if you don't, the seats sit way too high by the window. Well, the seats are a little high anyways to the window, if you're going to look at it in terms of what the set shows here. Excuse me, this other way. You can see the chairs on the set, right here for instance, it's just a little above the headrest where the table is, and you can see the table, how high the windows are. Well, it's not going to be like that at all, not if it's going to work. So let's go back to the pages here. Like you see the people sitting here, how small the windows are. Well, the model's not that way. You know, even the full-size set, you know, exterior set is, you know, to make it work. So yeah, you got to cut those down. What I just did is used a straight edge, you know, a flat steel ruler, and laid it on top of these. And then used a plexi cutter and just scrabbed it a few times. Fortunately, you can scrab this stuff, and then you can snap it and break it with some pliers to get this to fit. So there's the doorways. I'm making it out of this 1/4 inch PVC board. You know, cut the doors in it, which I used on the mill over there. You know, to cut them out. So I stacked them up and doubled it up, because this is 1/8 inch stuff, which I doubled up. Because in here I have some stickers I made which have a walnut wood grain. Because these are, from everything I've seen, it looks like walnut, which was very popular in the 60s. So there's walnut there. There's walnuts that run by the windows on the wall here, underneath this wall right here where this line is. There's where the table, there's like a little table here for these chairs, and this is walnut down there. So may I go back to the picture here so you can see it. So here we are. Yeah, this is this here is a walnut. You can see the wood grain. So walnut there. There's a little walnut here too. So and also on the cabinet, there's a little cabinet back here by that window thing. You can see there's a cabinet here which also has walnut, and these here light up different colors. You know, they blink off and on. So I've seen them red when they crashed, but I'm going to go with the blue because there's so much red and orange and whatever on this model. It needs some color other than just red with white lights. So I'm going to have this blink blue, and then the intakes on the front, these guys, I'll do in probably orange. I was going to go red. I haven't decided yet because the engines are red. And this up here, as you can see, it's diffused white, but in some cases it's also red, like on the full-size, on the studio miniature, I'm sorry, it's red. So I'm going to make that red anyways. I'm going to put something in there, something done with clear parts, you know, some sort of machine, I don't know, maybe it's a radar or something like that, or make it all out of clear parts. Kind of like the Jupiter 2. They just show like a perforated metal like this inside the dome, as a lot of you know. But it looks kind of boring. I'll still have it in there, of course, but I just want to have something on top of it a little bit to give it something without coloring outside the lines too much. Maybe another dome like this, smaller, you know, clear dome in there with a little thing on it to hold it in place, you know, just to kind of break it up a bit. So yeah, this is it so far. Some fallen chairs, as you can see. To make 3 chairs work though, like the model kit only has four chairs, and of course this has 6 chairs. So to make them work, you have to stretch the interior a little bit if you're going with 1/25th scale. This guy is 1/25th, and looks pretty darn close to being what he should be. Stand him next to the model here. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty right. So the 1/24th was too big. It's amazing how much difference there is in the 1/24th, 1/25th. Here, I'll show you. So yeah, look at the size difference. I got the one on the left first, but then when I stood him in the doorway and around the ship, he just looked just too big. So that, what is it, maybe a little less than half an inch shorter, 25th scale, or Z scale it's also called. Looks a lot better, just feels that better. Although I know the detail isn't as awesome as him, but I don't even know if I'm gonna have any characters in it. I've got a bunch of figures over there that are like this guy that are unpainted. Some of them are sitting down. It'd be kind of neat to have some people sitting inside it, but yeah, not really necessary. Maybe one in the pilot's seat or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so that's it so far. I just wanted to give a heads up on the interior and some of the things you have to do to make it work. A friend of mine is making the wall back here for me. He's cutting it out for me, so that'll be nice. And you already saw how these pieces came out. Well, so that's the interior. I hope it helped you out a little bit when you build yours. Oh yeah, one other thing, carpeting inside the ship. There's carpeting I noticed, so I'm going with this 80 grit sandpaper. Works really well. 60 grit, you got shag carpeting. 80 is regular carpeting, which is what you want. I mean, unless you want to go with shag carpeting, you know, high-low gold shag carpeting. After all, it was the 60s. But no, just glue it down and paint it, and it works really well. Or what you can do, which I've done before, is it takes time to mold the piece of sandpaper and make it out of resin. That's what I did on my Galileo shuttlecraft, and it worked really well. But I probably won't mold it. Nothing this size. It's pretty big. All right, that's all. Just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, so it goes on. You know, I should be working on the hammerhead, but it's kind of weird how this thing's taken over. You know, it's just crazy. The money is, of course, in the hammerhead, but I guess probably because I've always wanted a Spindrift this size. And, you know, they had the little kit, which is fine. But when you're a kid, you know, you just want something that's a little bigger. Maybe Freud has something to say about that. Just like the Jupiter 2 that I did last year, you know, it's large scale and it feels better having it that size. The other ones are good if you have, you know, space at all. But I have a little space here, so, you know. So it's a dream project that I've always wanted to do and always wanted to have as far as a nice size version. Studio scale is too big for me. I'm not interested in certain models being studio scales. You know, what am I going to do with a 3 foot long, or whatever it is, it's 23, it's almost 4 foot long, I'm sorry, Spindrift. I don't have any place for that. If you got room, that's fine. You know, but yeah, so this is great for me. But other than that, I guess that's it, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good day and stay safe.